Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Smart Lawyers Love Dumb Nurses. My name is Dr. Brian Smith, and today we are going to discuss 10 habits of people who think differently. Yes, a little unique topic today. I am someone who takes pride in the fact that I do think differently. I feel that in nursing, as in a lot of professions, we don't need a cookie cutter type of situation where the instructors, the educators, the teachers are all teaching the same way, the same methods, the same tired PowerPoints, standing behind a podium with a dry manner of speaking. The 10 habits of people who think differently I want to share with you today that will help you in your career. And again, this podcast is not only for nurses, but it can be for any profession, anything that will help you on your job. The first habit of people who think differently, they question everything. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be challenging and difficult, but they question, they challenge assumptions, and they ask why. And hopefully, curiosity will lead them to better answers. Because we have to ask ourselves, what if the opposite of what we've been doing is actually true? Well, everybody does it that way. Well, how do we know that's really the right way? And in my almost 40 years of being in this field of nursing and 25 as an educator, I have found that the way it's always been done is not the way it always has to be done. So first of all, those who think differently will question everything. It doesn't have to be in a very challenging mode or where you're being pesky and agitating, but you can professionally and with poise ask questions. The second habit of people who think differently, they embrace failure. Yes, let me say that again. They embrace failure. Mistakes are seen as lessons, not setbacks. Remember, growth comes from experimentation. What you want to do is reflect on failure and write down what you learned from it. Really, you should do that every week, even if it's a small failure. Just like we want to celebrate small victories, we want to reflect on small failures. Write down what you learned and what you can do better. The third habit of people who think differently, they seek contradicting opinions. These type people value diverse perspectives. Even if they disagree with the person given the opinion, it still sharpens their thinking. Ask someone you trust to poke holes in your ideas. I'm very blessed to have a family member that I can speak to when I want to bounce something off him, when I want to bounce some ideas off of him and see what's going on with my idea. I invite you to do the same thing. Someone you trust, have them take your idea and play devil's advocate. The fourth habit, people who think differently, they simplify complexity. By that, what I mean is they break down big problems into manageable steps. It's fine to look at the big picture, but you've got to be able to break things down. Look at things one piece at a time. I've spoken to people who would see a very long word with a lot of syllables and they could not pronounce that word. And what my advice was to them is take 2 or 3 letters at a time, look at that word, and then you can pronounce it. And it's really true with everything we do in life. Don't look at the entire picture. Don't read the whole book. Read one chapter, one page at a time. By doing that, you reach clarity, and that clarity is what drives your decision making. There is something called the 1-3-5 rule that I'd like you to follow. 1 big task, 3 medium, 5 small per day. You have 1 big task, 3 medium things, and 5 small assignments every day. The 5th habit of people who think differently. They connect unrelated dots. They combine ideas from different fields. Whether you're in nursing, social work, whether you're in the service industry, connect the dots from unrelated fields, those ideas. That's what the great business people do. That's what successful people do. They take ideas from other professions, other industries, to get the best of every world that they live in. And what that does, it creates innovation. And innovation thrives at the intersections of life. Innovation thrives at the edges of those fields. It's combining the best of all the worlds. Read books outside of your industry for fresh perspectives. Now, I happen to do this every day. I don't just read things and ideas and concepts from nursing. I want to know why people are successful. Where do they learn those ideas and those concepts? What made that person better? What made that speaker such an articulate, professional, and poised speaker? Connect the unrelated dots. The 6th habit of people who think differently. Focus on long-term impact. They think on the long-term impact of their decision making. And be careful when you do get small victories. Don't let that become a distraction and try to live off that for the rest of your life. Don't get distracted by little things. There's a lot of distractions in life that can throw you off your route. Whether it's in nursing, taking a test where they'll throw distractors at you, or you're a nurse and you're thinking about your patient and you have to put an IV in and the patient's complaining and someone out in the hallway is making noises or call lights are going off. Don't let those distractors prevent you from doing your job. And that's what people who think differently do on focus. Focus on long-term impact. Short-term wins do not distract them. Build on the future and build for the future. And you can do this by reviewing your goals every day, every week to stay aligned. I look at my goals every single week. The 7th habit of people who think differently. They protect their energy. If something doesn't align with your day or your life, say no. Say no to anything that doesn't align with what you're trying to do. Time is to be invested, not spent. Make sure you have focus hours on your calendar to avoid interruptions. Block those hours out on your calendar and stay to them, and and don't let those distractions and things that sap your energy take away your focus. Protect your energy. Keep your energy positive. I think we've all been in rooms where there were certain people who projected a negative energy. We can feel it. Keep your energy positive and protect your energy at all costs. The eighth habit of people who think differently: they are comfortable being uncomfortable. Let me explain what I mean by that. People who think differently stay uncomfortable a little bit. They seek challenges, in other words, outside of their comfort zone. Inner comfort zone is really where people go to die. They go to underachieve. Get out of your comfort zone. Because if we can't challenge ourselves, we cannot change. Seek challenges because growth is a constant pursuit. Do one thing each week that scares you a little bit. Scares you. You'll grow from it. I have a saying that I say to myself really every day. I either win or I learn. I learn from every experience, including those where I fell down. The key, though, of course, is to get back up. Number 9, the habit of people who think differently. They make thinking time non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. I cannot afford a negative thought. I can't afford it. My daily reflection is part of my routine. What did I do that I could do a little better? What did I do right? What do I need to keep doing? How can I make better decisions? This deep work leads to deeper insights. My advice here is to schedule 30 to 60 minutes of thinking time with no distractions. There's nothing wrong with just sitting in a room, quiet music in the background, or the sound of waves, or whatever it is that relaxes you and opens your mind. No distractions, no phone is on, no TV, no radio with commercials. Make this thinking time, I call it, non-negotiable. Again, we cannot afford a negative thought. And the last habit of people who think differently, they act on their ideas. Thinking without action is wasted potential. It's wasted. Execution is what turns ideas into reality. Remember, when you have an idea and it stays in your mind, you're just daydreaming. But use what I call a 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. Don't put off what you can do right now. A 2-minute rule. If it takes you less than 2 minutes, do it, whatever it might be. I do this every day. If I have a mess in my room, on my desk, papers that need to be put away, or files that need to be put away, or something that I can get done to make a phone call or answer an email, do it. It's a vital tip I'm giving you. The 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, an assignment or job you need to do it. That's all I have for you today. This has been Smart Lawyers Love Dumb Nurses. My name is Brian Smith. Until we meet again, stay focused, stay inspired, and stay tuned. Thank you for listening.